everyone, welcome back to Lucky by Nature. Angelic Vixen here. So I want to jump right into this video because we actually have a lot to talk about for this coming update. We don't have a specific date, but what we do know is we are getting more of the Structures Plus mod incorporated into the actual game, and then they're going to be doing more work with the Kibble Rework. However, this time they're only putting it on PC through a public beta, because what it appears to be is that they need to see if this will actually work right and properly on official, and they're going to be relying on feedback so that they can make the necessary changes before they implement it on console. So since we're talking about PC, I have actually heard quite a few people say things like, Wildcard caters to PC, Wildcard only takes care of PC, Wildcard does this, that, and the other for PC, and basically console are the scrubs. But is that true? I mean, if you really think about it, is that entirely true? And if you look at all games, how does it usually go? Does it usually start on PC and then eventually go on to console? Are PC players actually the guinea pigs? But is it exclusively that Wildcard is playing favorites? Because, you console people, like myself included, are not worthy of these privileges that PC elitists get. It is reserved exclusively, just totally exclusively, for the PC gaming master race. I am joking, guys. I'm being sarcastic here. But that is actually not entirely true, and I've recently started learning a lot about the computer, and Beast has a computer science degree. So he's been teaching me a lot of stuff on how this stuff works. So I'm just going to briefly summarize this, and I would love to hear from you guys if you guys know one way or the other additional information or would like to share it in the comments. Basically, console is a closed box that is deeply controlled by Microsoft and PlayStation. Like, they need to make sure that their network is secure. Now with Steam, when you mod, you basically, just do the work in the dev kit, you bake them, and then you'd put them directly in Steam, which is why in Steam you will see a ridiculous amount of mods that say basically don't use this as a test. They are structuring it to see if they can get it to work with the actual game. However, in Steam, because it's PC based, you can do whatever you want. And you can put in malware, you can put in all of these things, and a lot of times this stuff stays inside because it's PC based. So explaining it in regular terms, basically the architecture and the structure of PC versus console is entirely different. And because Microsoft and PlayStation, desire to make a lot of money, they're not going to let people have free reign on PC. So a lot of testing is actually done on PC unless it's an exclusive game built primarily for PlayStation or Xbox. Okay, but if it starts out on PC, they have to work out all the bugs to move it over to the console. So as you can even see with Atlas, it's starting on PC. PC players are the guinea pigs to work through all the bugs, and then it's going to go to Xbox. And once they actually get it functioning on Xbox, eventually they'll put it on PS4. That is actually the exact same pathway they followed for Ark. Ark started on PC. A few months later went on to Xbox, and several months later went on to PS4. So it's the same concept. So I don't think that they're favoring PC. I actually feel like we are their test subjects, and we are in there testing out their game. So the console people get the better version, which is why Structures Plus and the Kibble Rework are going into a beta on PC. We are guinea pigs. Woohoo! Right? All right, so now let's move into talking about Structures Plus. Structures Plus, in my opinion, is the best mod for Ark. Everything that they created makes Ark run so beautifully. Everything is efficient and effective, and it's not so damn grindy, right? Because Ark is a grindy game, and honestly, that was one of the things that drew me to the game in the beginning, because it was a new, entirely different experience than anything that I was used to playing. Because before this, it was like Halo, Destiny, and things like that. I loved shoot 'em up games, and Ark brought this new phenomenon into my life for gaming. But then when I finally went to PC and saw Structures Plus, man, it was like heaven in gaming. It is a beautiful mod. I mean, top notch. However, it is so OP that Wildcard said previously, which now of course they're starting to slowly implement. First they said they were definitely going to put in Structures Plus within reason. Then they said Structures Plus is too OP. We cannot do this. And then they did Well, now we're going to just implement a few things. So they implemented last time that you can pick up pieces within 30 seconds. So any building material that you put down, you can pick up in 30 seconds, which the benefit to that they did that is because it's in Atlas. So can you imagine PC players going into Atlas and saying, what the F? Why is it I can pick up my building pieces in 30 seconds on Atlas, but you guys didn't implement this on Arc? That would have caused an even bigger firestorm, right? So they did this before Atlas became, you know, the phenomenon that it's becoming. We'll talk about that in a different video, but that is what we got. So what are we going to get this time? There's a lot of speculation. You know, people are like, man, I just want like stackable, you know, foundations, and oh, I want automated doors, and I want this, that, and the other. For me personally, I know they will not add the thing that I want. Besides, you know, things that are cool like the hatchery, the nanny, and all that. Because I do love those. Because you guys know I love to breed. Okay, those make my life hella easy when I'm on Structures Plus PC. Oh yeah, life is good. Then I go back to Xbox and I'm like, damn, I miss that stuff, right? But to be honest, the one thing that I truly love about Structures Plus is going to blow your mind because it's not what you're expecting. It's actually the Trank turret. That thing is so freaking OP. Life is beautiful when you're trying to trank something with that Trank turret. I know they're not going to add that to the game. There's no freaking way they will give us that on official. I don't believe it. It will make taming so damn easy. You'll be just sitting there like, oh, life is so good because it's not so grindy, right? Anyway, what do you guys think that we're going to get? I think that we're going to get possibly more building elements that are in Structures Plus because there's a lot of really beautiful things in Structures Plus on the building, especially the greenhouse style glass. In official, it expires so fast. You can't leave your base. Somebody has to log in or somebody will go in there and just jack you by, you know, removing it. Because I think it's 3 days, if I remember correctly. Well, it's much stronger in Structures Plus, which means you can make these beautiful designs in glass and change it. You can actually change the opacity and all these really cool things in Structures Plus. So I'm hoping they at least give us that. That would make building so beautiful in Arc again, because like for PvE, building beautiful things is not uncommon. You don't get that in PvP. PvP is about, you know, jacking up another tribe and how creative can you get with your dinosaurs and C4 and, you know, all these things. I mean, you build mazes for your base, not anything gorgeous to look at like castles and stuff. You see that stuff in PvE. Well, I think we're going into beta. My opinion, guys, okay? Don't get mad at me. I'm being honest with you. I'm being real with you here. This is my opinion, okay? We have the beta because whatever they're giving us is going to be pretty good. It's not going to just be picking up pieces. We're getting something good. And they need to see exactly how it works on the official servers to see what kind of like exploits they're going to be dealing with, glitches they're going to be dealing with. But I think it's going to be something worthwhile because why would they be putting it in beta testing? Why would they put something for us to test out and get feedback for if it's not going to be OP, okay? It's not going to be necessarily as OP as the mod itself, but whatever they're putting into the game, they're definitely going to need major testing for. So I'm excited, okay? I know it's probably not going to be the one thing that I truly, genuinely just love, which is that Trank turret, but even if they gave us just some of the building stuff and possibly, you know, some of the other stuff that, you know, just even hiding the clutter, because Structures Plus is beautiful in their design because it's not all gross looking. Like everything just fits beautifully in sync. And because I am OCD, trust me, that kind of stuff really matters to me. Like I love organization. I love order and making things look good. Okay. So what do you guys think? I want to hear from you. What is something that you maybe have experienced or saw or anything for Structures Plus that you're hoping that we get when this update comes out? Because I am very, very excited about anything Structures Plus coming to official, to hope that this stuff just works so much better than it ever has before. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about this part. And now I want to talk about the kibble. All right, so as you guys know, with Extinction, we got augmented kibble, which included basic, simple, regular, superior, exceptional, and extraordinary augmented kibble, all for Extinction. Clearly, they are going to implement this system across the board, again, beta testing it to make sure that it's actually working properly. Because as you guys know, we had recipes that pretty much included every single freaking creature and dino they had in the game that laid eggs. I mean, it was kind of insane, to which most people had, you know, farms, egg farms. So they would have, you know, like 250 dinos in an alt tribe. I'm talking about PvE here, because in PvP it does work different because you can wreck people. But they had, you know, let's say 200 dinos with, you know, 6 to 8 different creatures of each one. I mean, it was absolutely freaking nuts. We did it, okay? When we went to PvE to actually do the game story mode, we were blown away by the amount of stuff you actually truly needed if you were going to use kibbles for everything to make it faster, especially in the beginning when Ark was super grindy. Before they changed, you know, the levels from the dinos to 150, they started out at 120, okay? And I mean, the amount of time for like a 120 quetz, you were in, you know, taming this thing for almost 6 freaking hours. So yeah, you wanted to use kibble because you wanted to make it as fast as possible because the grind was so seriously painful back in the beginning. Okay, so we had, you know, this crap ton of recipes that we had to make, and all of these eggs, especially for quetz, giga, you know, rex, those were really important. Okay, now they've added, you know, this, 6 new kibbles for Extinction only, 2 of which are for imprint, and then the other 4 are for the Volanosaur, the Snow Owl, the Gas Bag, and then 2 in variation for the Mana Garmer, okay? However, if you look, they actually implemented a different kind of kibble system for Ark Mobile. And if you've played Ark Mobile, you'd realize this. If you didn't, you actually have to find it on Gamepedia, and it'll actually break it down to you to talk about their super kibble for Ark Mobile. Well, clearly they've been testing it then. They've been kind of just seeing how these little things change. So what are the pros and the cons of the kibble? Well, the pro is you don't need as many dinos, right? Because you have then a list of dinos that could be for that egg type, you know, small, medium, large, superior, exceptional, and then the special eggs for extraordinary. Okay, so you don't need as many creatures. Okay, well, that's great, right? But what is the negative of that? Well, now a whole bunch of creatures and dinos are going to be completely, undeniably obsolete. So what does that do for the game? Well, all that stuff is pointless. I guess you can eat it, right? I mean, you can go around and feed all your dinosaurs. You're like, oh, I don't need the iguanodon. I don't need the trike. I don't need all of these things, right? So you can just go around the map, eat them, get your meat, and c'est la vie. You know, like, just great. Another perk to this is dino caps, especially on PvE, because unless there's grieving, people max out the dino caps on PvE all the freaking time. Like, official servers suck for that. You can't breed, you can't do anything. Like, you're just stuck. You're totally screwed. Well, now that shouldn't be an issue, because the kibble system will not require you to have, you know, 6 of each creature to have a kibble farm, you know, for the eggs, the egg kibble farm. So that's great. So what's the con, right? Again, comes back to dinos are obsolete. That could actually be a pro, okay? Because you're like, man, I don't even need freaking, you know, iguanodons, even though they're great for seeds. There's actually some tricks to that, guys. I don't need trikes. You're right, because after you're not a new player anymore, you typically don't need any of these dinos, right? So I think there's a lot of freedom in this, and I think that across the board, it will actually be better for the game as a whole and for the servers. But I would love to hear from you guys, for you to tell me what you think. Do you think this is a good thing, or do you think this is a bad thing? Because I actually am seeing more pros than cons per se, but I want to hear from you guys, because you guys think about stuff differently than I do. And I feel like as a community, this is what we do. We are honest with each other and we talk to each other. And I love that. Like, there is something very special about doing news videos, because I can just talk to you and then I can get your feedback and we can actually have a great conversation about this stuff going on, because this stuff impacts us. I mean, they say it and it's true. Ark is life. If you play Ark, you play it for life. Like, this becomes a very significant part of your life, and these things matter. These things are actually really important to us. So whenever this update comes out, I'm super excited to test it out. I promise you 100% certainty that I will be in there testing it out and checking it out and giving you my feedback on what I think is working, what possibly isn't working, or maybe this thing will blow up into being a phenomenon, or maybe it'll explode and be, you know, a horrible thing in the game. I don't see that happening because I try to be positive and optimistic. However, who knows, right? We don't have a date yet, but I'm excited and I can't wait and I want to hear from you guys. That's it for this video. I enjoyed actually making this video today because I got to just be real with you and talk to you and, you know, be inspired as to what possibly could be coming in 2019 for art, because it's important. A lot of things need to be changed. A lot of things need to be improved. You know, they've got their work cut out for them, but one thing I gotta say is they're doing it. They are making changes in 2019 already. They already are doing these things, and they're not investing every ounce of their time just on Atlas, which was a fear for many. Okay, even me, I was just like, oh man, I hope they don't just forfeit Arc for Atlas. No, they are making positive changes, and I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. All I can do is say, let's hope for the best and look forward to the changes they are making and seeing what they're actually investing in the game and in us as the players of their game. But that's it for this video, guys. I keep saying that, but I love talking to you. So that's it for this video. Again, for like the millionth time, you guys are like, God, why does she always repeat herself, right? But anyway, I love you too, even if you hate me. Anyway, until next time, can't wait to read the comments, guys. Keep surviving.
My work saved the human race.